Hello and welcome back to Sonic Oddities, and I informed you guys that there was more to Sonic X-treme. And there's way more than I thought. Games and remakes made by fans and other trivia await you in this SUPERCUT. It's so dumb. Sonic X-treme background. This will all be a direct quote from Sonic Retro. The link to Sonic Retro can be found in the description, by the way. Sonic X-treme is an unreleased Sonic the Hedgehog game developed by Sega Technical Institute and set to be published by Sega of America during the mid-1990s. X-treme is perhaps the most infamous Sonic game to be cancelled, and personifies much of the problems related to Sega's corporate structure for much of the decade. Following a showing at E3 1996, X-treme was aggressively pushed by Sega of America in an attempt to boost flagging Sega Saturn sales. During the Christmas 1996 season, however, after a troubled development timeline, the project was shelved and a Saturn port of Sonic 3D Flicky's Island was released in its place. I just said this, but you can read more about Sonic X-treme on Sonic Retro. This is just the basics of Sonic X-treme's background. Sonic X-treme's levels. There are 4 known Sonic X-treme levels, though Galaxy Fortress and Death Egg are shown as the same level. Jade Gully. Jade Gully is the most well-known Sonic X-treme level, and is the level shown off in the leaked Sonic X-treme demo. There's a fan-made demo of this part of Jade Gully. It is only 1 level, but it seems the project is still developing. The link for the download of the demo will be in the description. Though, sadly, the other more well-known fan-made game to bring Sonic X-treme into large-scale release has not been so lucky. But we'll get on to that later on. There is also this grainy footage of Jade Gully, shown here. Crystal Frost. Crystal Frost is another more well-known level from Sonic X-treme, mostly due to the footage of the zone posted on YouTube. The link to the video can be found in the description. Also, this level was shown off in the cancelled fan-made Sonic X-treme as a test. This fan-made Sonic X-treme is named AXSX, which is the more popular but cancelled Sonic X-treme fan game I just talked about. The 2 levels are very different from each other. The official one looks more like a globe, while the fan-made level is less curvy. Red Sands. Red Sands is an underground cave level that is more unknown than the other 2 levels I have shown. There's a video of this level on the same channel, Matt Hawkins. The link to the video can be found in the description. Though, this video is has much less views than the Crystal Frost video. Death Egg / Galaxy Fortress. Now this is where we really get into it. Both of these levels are actually just the same level with 2 different names, though there seems to be 14 maps associated with Galaxy Fortress. The levels seem to be unfinished and untextured, using base colors to coat the stage, though some stages use metallic textures to make the stage look more finished. The stages use the same background except for one. My game theory is that the stage was supposed to connect together using load points, as if Galaxy Fortress was a giant, fortress. There is also some footage of the stage running with AXSX, though unfinished. The video can be found in the description. Other stages. There are a few other stages only mentioned by Sonic Retro as others. This includes Metal Blade, Blue Ocean, a Christmas level, some test levels, and a peculiar Egyptian-themed test level. Let's start with Metal Blade. The only thing we have about this stage is this screenshot that has been theorized to be this stage. Take this with a grain of salt, though. Some concept music for the stage, and that there were 3 acts: Nightmare Bridge, Sewer Shock, and Necrotropolis. And supposedly, you were supposed to fight Metal Sonic at the end of this stage. There is footage of this shown off. The link to the video will be in the description. I actually want to shake the man in this video's hand because he got to play, or at least watch, a Sonic X-treme boss fight in real time. Absolute Giga Chad. Now on to Blue Ocean. The most we know is that it failed to make it past testing, and by the name of the stage, it was supposed to be the water level. The Christmas level. Some reports say this was supposed to be a bonus level, but it's extremely unfinished. Now on to test levels. Now some of these levels were made to show off what the game can do, and some were only made for screenshots or promotional means. Though, there is one is a little strange. The Egyptian test level. This could have been a scrapped sand level, though again, this is only one of my speculations. Mechanics and characters. Now that we're done with all the levels, we should talk about the characters. Of course, there's Sonic. Most people know that Sonic is in Sonic X-treme. Okay, let's get on with this without the jokes and get to some real meat and potatoes. There was also this Amy model found. She would throw rings at enemies to destroy them. To my knowledge, there is no footage of Amy being used in-game. There's only this gif of her animations and this concept art. There's also Tails and Knuckles concept art created for a 3D space. There's even this gif that says Knuckles has the runs. The fuck? Knuckles was also shown in a mini game where he would dig around to find things. This was scrapped and never finalized. Kinda like Sonic X-treme. And then there's even, the unreleased Sonic character meant to be released in this game as a love interest for Sonic. Jara Bubowski, yes, that is her actual last name, was most likely designed as another playable character in this game, as seen in this concept video. We can't forget the enemies now, can we? Most of the Badniks share the same red and silver color palette, like this Badnik, ironically named Cappy. Fuck you, Nintendo. Sonic had Cappy before he was cool. But I mentioned that most Badniks share the same color palette. There are some outliers, like Orca. Some few Badniks don't use red. Some use purple, like this Badnik only named Purple Bot. Whoa! Purple Bot? Going against the norm there, wow. There is a very peculiar Badnik named Pintut, which makes me believe that the Egyptian level I talked about shortly was later on incorporated into Red Sands due to music referring to things like Giza Speedway and Pharaoh Den, which are obviously Egyptian themed. Speaking of music. Some concept music for the levels were put on a site about Sonic X-treme called the Sonic X-treme Compendium, or however you say that. The site is now dead, but it has mostly been archived. The archive can be found in the description. I've been using the music released on the website so far, and I'll tell you, that shit slaps hard. But it does give us some insight. Like this track titled, Islam Prophet. Islam Prophet. Imagine a Sonic act named Islam Prophet. There's an alternate timeline out there where there's an act called Islam Prophet. But anyways, some mini-boss names, or actual bosses that were scrapped, potential names are Guardian Sphinx. Do you see the Egypt connection with Red Sand? Big Bad Wolf. It would be an odd name for an act. It's named Big Bad Wolf. So there's a good chance it's a boss. Factory Robo. This could go either way. It sounds like it could be a boss and an act. There isn't much boss sounding name in Crystal Frost music, But for for Blue Ocean, there is the Cinesquid. And if that isn't a boss, I don't know what else it could be. Also, many music tracks we have give me the theory that stages have a load point and a next part. Think of Half-Life as an example, or stages that are just very short. But, you know, speaking of bosses, before we get into the boss section, there are some things I do say that are factually incorrect. One, I did mention that there was fan art drawn of Mechasonic Mark III. That's untrue. That was just a finalized version of Mechasonic Mark III. So, it did just have a red color design made by the designers. Also, Fang the Sniper was supposed to be a boss for Sonic X-treme. I did not mention that in this section. And also, when I was talking about music and supposed names for boss in the music, it turns out the Guardian Sphinx boss, which I mentioned could be a boss name, is actually a boss in the game. So, just covering some factual information. Bosses. Here's a section about some boss concepts. First up, we have Emerald Cat. Yeah, makes sense. Looks like a cat. Before I found the name, I thought it could have been the Big Bad Wolf, but actually, after I read the name, it looks more like a cat than a wolf. This could have been a boss for Jade Gully or even Metal Blade. No actual boss is confirmed by the names that I shared, or I theorized, to be more specific. Jeez, I'm not good at this. Next up, we have something only known as football, or boss_football. Not much else is known, and I don't have any idea what stage it could go with. Then we have Octopod. This is probably the Cinesquid from the music tracks. This is obvious that it would be the boss for Blue Ocean. And next we have Flame Falcon. This thing looks more like a bug. But there is some concept art that sort of explains the fact that it looks like a bug. It seems like the bug would be a sort of cocoon, and the Flame Falcon would hatch from it. It also seems that Sonic would have to jump into different balloons to avoid the Flame Falcon, though the Flame Falcon can pop the balloons to kill Sonic. And then there's... Dear God! This thing is Mechamite. Even though it looks nothing like a robot, and the name Mechamite sounds like the name for Flame Falcon, but Mechrek here seems to be used in a place called Sand Gully, as seen in the concept art JPEG file, Mechamite_sandgully.jpg, which may suggest that this is for the first stage, Jade Gully, which, holy shit, if this is the first boss, thousands of children would be scarred for life. Holy shit. There's also this, which confirms that Metal Sonic was supposed to be fought in Metal Blade Zone. It may say that Sand Gully was a whole different stage entirely, which could have been fleshed out into Red Sands. Though, on the topic of Metal Sonic / Mechasonic. I've really been on point with my transitions, huh? But Metal Sonic, like I mentioned before, was going to be a boss for Metal Blade. But there is a lot more to it. There are things called Mechasonic, which sound like the boss from Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which actually is the name of the boss from Sonic 3 and Knuckles. There were Mark 1s through 5. So, let's count them off. Mark 1. Much more like Sonic's anatomy, which we all see vanish over the course of these Mechasonics. Mark 2. Here's Mark 2, and it's a lot more different to Sonic anatomy-wise, though it does have a resemblance to Mechasonic from Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Mark 3. This is some fan art of Mark 3 because the original image 404s. This is based off the concept art, so it's just a touched-up image of one of the concepts. It's now a lot more different to Sonic. and uses a red color scheme, but that's probably added by the person who touched it up. Mark IV. Mark IV has gone back to looking much more like Sonic, using a sort of connected visor like Mecha Sonic from Sonic 3 and Knuckles, though it's themed with needle-like legs and fingers. Mark V. Now, Mark V is a lot less like Sonic, even looking more like Sonic in its ball form. This Mecha Sonic even is seen going into a sort of ball form in this concept art, and even using blade arms or something close to that. Mecha Sonic overview. The mechas were then later on replaced with Metal Sonic, and no 3D models or any showings of boss fight or even ideas for a boss fight have been found. All we have is this concept art and nothing more. This will be me just playing a collection of different fan games, bringing Sonic X-treme to light. So most of this will be just off script. Okay, here's the first demo. So, this is the AXSX demo, which I will be talking about, which I did talk about during Crystal Frost. As you can see, this is the level I was talking about. It's obviously much less like a globe, much more flat. And that can happen. You can just fall off the edge and die. It's pretty fun to go fast in this game too. So this is the demo AXSX did put out, and I've played it before. I've definitely played it before. It's really fun. Let's see if we can get to the top. And almost there, and we made it. This was what was released to us, and it's pretty fun just to mess around. You don't want to fall off the edge. And then there's this really long strip of land which you can just run on. You can also do a spin dash, which makes you fall off the edge, of course. And so you can, and this game has a mechanic with being able to, well, I mean, that was in the supposed to be, I'm pretty sure, in the original Sonic X-treme. Just, you can fall off like that too, which just seems a little off because, you know, this is that's technically up. But it's fun. There's something weird you can do too, because you can obviously tell that there is a box here that's not letting me walk off. But if I go on something like this tree, and jump, I can jump off and go down like that. Oof, that's a little weird. And that's basically the end of the demo. It kind of just soft locks like that, so I'll see you guys in the next game, which is probably going to be the Jade Gully demo. Hello and welcome to the next game, the Sonic X-treme Jade Gully demo. I just die instantly. This is actually much harder to control than the AXSX demo, in my own opinion, because there's things like this. Oh god. Okay, I did first try. There are some things that weren't really seen in the AXSX demo. I'm dying over here. Like this. Can you die in this game? Yes, you can. Such a sad moment. Sonic dies. Horrible. Gotta be careful on these, because it can basically just mean the death of you. If you're not that careful. You see? If you're not that careful, you just die. I'm playing with one hand, by the way. And I can just run to the very end. Let's go for it. Boing. Whoa. Whoa. I'm pretty let's actually go see the credits by just being this. Yeah, you can just defeat the enemy. It's easy to defeat the enemy. Let's get the good job. Hello? Sonic? Hello? Hello? Shift. What is the button to escape? Backspace. Enter shift. Why do you... You hear that? That's me spamming the escape key. No. Okay, I'm just gonna have to I'm just gonna have to come back after probably trying to get to that point. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. This actually kind of shows the intro to the whole thing. So yeah, the person that made this put all this stuff in, which is pretty cool. And then there's some nice music, and you may recognize that. That was pretty cool. And now we're back here. Let's go. Let's try and not do that again. Though Jade Gully can be beaten really easily if you know where to go. Okay. That looks pretty good. Let's go. That's like what? Less than a minute of Jade Gully. Let's go. Project lead, Nintendo. Additional help, Eric Steenberg, Oren, and Voxel9. That guy actually uploaded the video of Death Egg / Galaxy Fortress from AXSX, which is pretty cool. And press escape to quit the game, and we just press escape, and that's it. That's the entire game. That's it. Sad moment. I wanted to play more. So yeah, see you in the next game, actually. Hello and welcome back to the next game, which is this. This is the AXSX demo, but like with tons of different levels. This is the 150 levels that was originally talked about, and it's pretty cool. Let's try out some more. Okay, we have this thing. No music, by the way. Probably guess that. It'll be pretty fun in a future video to explore all of this stuff. But right now, it's just like, this does have the same textures of the, stages only used for, like, promotional means. Oh no, I'm stuck like this for, like, that's a lot. That sucks. Okay, there we go. Let's try out a different stage, and now we have this stage, which doesn't have any music, even though the first one did have music. It seems to have a bit of a futuristic aesthetic. You probably hear me spamming my key because that's how I get up! There's not much to the stage, so let's try another one. And here's the next one. We have, I'm pretty sure it's called Run 22. And, this is obviously a bit of a test level. Most of these are just test levels. Most of them are, really similar. Let's try another one. Again, most of these stages are like basically the exact same. I swear to God, I've seen like 20 of this type of stage where it's just a giant box and that's it. Oh, there's some new stuff, eh? Cool. Try and get up here. Oh, he said, let me try to get up here. There we go. But with the power of switching gravity. So yeah, that's basically it. This was the last game I wanted to show off, so back to the actual scripted part. AXSX. Now, I've mentioned about Sonic X-treme fan games a lot, and there has been one really well known. One called AXSX. The project was started by Andrew75. He got really far with developing the game, but sadly on December 30th, just 2 days before 2020, he canceled the project after 14 years. Though, there are some murmurs of it being brought back. This thread, which you can find in the description, goes as follows. Hey Andrew, I've been following this project for years. I've always wanted to help, but I never knew anything, and I didn't have any way to learn how. The cancellation of AXSX is the reason why I finally decided to join the forums. Now that I'm old enough, I'm currently at college learning programming specifically for game design. I can do code outside of games too, it's just that games are the focus of the major. At one of the top universities in the nation for game design. I don't know much about C++ or Unreal yet, and I'm only on my second year, but over the next few semesters, I will be learning exactly that, as well as Unity, C, and C#, etc. I know that as of right now, this whole situation is probably rough for you, as it would be for me giving up on a project after such a long time of struggling. It's always rough. But I'm just letting you know that if you ever decide to try and come back to this project, I will offer up my fully developed programming skills and my passion for reviving this game to you completely free of charge. It sucks that I have to specify free of charge, but considering the situation at hand, I think it's a fair thing to do. Also, Let it be known that I'm not actually learning anything about Unreal until this coming fall semester. But I've started C++, and the semester is going to be full of C++. I'll be aiming for a job right out of college, but I can promise you that my passion for Sonic X-treme could rival even yours. And I would dedicate as much free time as possible to helping finish what you started. I've even started my own Sonic X-treme remake in Unity, but I would drop that in a heartbeat to work on AXSX. I'm young, but I'm super smart. And if you ever decide to come back to AXSX, I will learn the ropes quickly. Just give me a shout whenever you decide to come back. No offense to anyone or anything like that, but for me, it's hard to have faith in people these days. I've pretty much had all I can take when it comes to working on this or other side projects. However, if you or anyone feels like it, and it gets to the point in where you feel comfortable programming nearly perfect 3D Sonic physics comparable to the original Genesis games, and can make a tech demo of sorts with very complex collision plus rotation situations in Unreal 4, then please look me up, and after I see something impressive, I'll shoot another over an asset or two for additional playtesting with. The thing is, I'm not sure if I want to continue AXSX again in Unreal 4 though. I guess time will tell. Sorry, I sound pretty salted up here. It hurts to cancel something you put so much time, effort, and heart into and have your partners bailing out all the time. They even bail on their own projects that I was working my ass off on as well. It's a real shame because one of the projects I was mighty impressive to. Would have been one of the few community fan games that set the bar insanely higher. Pure 2.5D perfection. No, I completely understand. You have every right to be angry and upset about things, so don't worry, I take no offense. But yeah, I'll do that. I'll probably be able to do more Unreal than just UE'd 4. But I'll try my best to make some great 3D classic Sonic gameplay in it. However, I'm proficient enough at it whenever I'm proficient enough at it. I hope that whenever I do end up getting around to it, that I don't disappoint. Look me up when you feel confident in your work. I'll be around. Probably. Well, I would really like to see eventually AXSX be finalized into a finished release of what Sonic X-treme would be like. Andrew also has a YouTube channel, which can be found in the description, that has updates about Project AXSX, latest being 2018. Only time will tell if AXSX will be revived. And if Andrew or anyone else that worked on AXSX is watching this, I thank you for the hard effort you put into recovery of this game. Without you guys, Sonic X-treme would only be a demo and some videos and screenshots. Sonic Mars. This will be a direct quote from the Sonic Retro article on Sonic X-treme. The earliest pitches as to what would ultimately result in the Sonic X-treme project were meant to be developed for the Mega Drive. The furthest along of these pitches was Sonic 16, a game based on the Saturday morning series Sonic the Hedgehog, headed by Peter Morawijk. I probably butchered that. The game was meant to be a slower, more story-intensive platformer. The second pitch was of an untitled isometric game starring Sonic, the only work done being a single conceptual screenshot by Chris Sen, though both were ultimately passed on. They helped lay the groundwork for the third pitch, which was accepted, Sonic Mars, led by Michael Kosaka, I probably butchered that last name again, and featuring work by Chris Sen. The game was meant to be a fully polygonal representation of Sonic on the ill-fated Sega 32X. Before returning to Japan, Yuji Naka was shown the early animated work for the project, in which he can only shake his head and offer two very important words. Good luck. This would be later developed into Sonic X-treme. And this is the ending. There's so much more to Sonic X-treme than what I put into this video, like the POV build, some levels that are never been talked about. Some of this can be found on Andrew75's channel. Actually, a lot of things about Sonic X-treme can be found on his channel. I consider him to be a complete lore master to Sonic X-treme, so I suggest giving him a subscribe. I also like to thank Chris Sen for his work on Sonic X-treme, because Chris Sen literally almost died trying to get this game out. And that's it. I made the supercut of Sonic X-treme. I tried to fit everything I wanted into the script, so I hope you enjoyed it. See you later.